Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to do a wrist corsage for a young lady who's graduating, and this one's easy peasy. She wants something fairly simple, just a royal blue rose and some white. So what I'm going to do is I've got 2 royal blue roses, and I've got some wisteria, and I'm going to attach the wisteria to the top and to the bottom. And then we're going to put it on a silver wristlet. This little wristlet, it just is expansion, fits around your wrist like that. And so we're going to build on that, and we'll just follow along and we'll get her together. Okay, so what I've done before I even started is I glued all of the heads on the stems. Reason for that is so that nothing pops off. I also just glued a leaf around the base of the rose, and so that already the top of the rose is already done in some greenery. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to take these 2 roses and I'm going to tape them together. So what I have is floral tape. We're going to take this floral tape and just wrap these 2 stems together like so. Okay, just wrap it as far as you want to go. It doesn't have to be too far. I'm going to put it on that wristlet. And then I'm going to take my wisteria and I'm going to tape that in. This one here will probably go better this way. You can bend it down so that the stem fits downwards. The good thing about artificial flowers, they're affordable, and they won't go anywhere if you glue everything really nicely and make sure everything's attached well. That's over. We're just going to do that right now. I'm gluing or taping that on, I should say. So now we've got the wisteria coming down the bottom, and you can bend that and fit it where you want it. So right now, eventually, we're going to get it all together, and it's going to go down over the hand, the wisteria. Now I'm going to take some wisteria and put it at the top, and we're going to wire that in, or tape it in. I always say wire, but I mean tape. If it stem's not long enough, normally what I'll do is I'll take a little stem piece, and I've got one right here, and I'll just add some length to the stem. In this case, this little piece of wisteria is just a little bit too short. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tape on a stem just to give it some length. And then I'll cut it with my wire cutters so that we have a little bit longer stem to work with. And again, we're going to, you can bend that in, but just attach it to the top and then tape it in. Okay. I always use my mouth when I don't have enough hands. Okay, anyway, so tape that in there. Yes, it's grad time and it's party time for all these young people, so it's a busy time of year right now. Okay, so what we've got now, I'm just going to adjust this just a little bit. And again, remember, you can adjust because there's wires in these stems, so I'm just adjusting the top and the bottom wisteria to where I want it. And you can play with it too, you know, once you get it attached to your wristlet. Okay, and that's kind of pleasing. So see, when it goes on her wrist. Okay, so what you want to do now is you want to take it and attach it to your wristlet. On the wristlet itself, there's little wires here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the corsage in here, and then I'm going to wrap these wires around it so that it's going to go like that, and you're going to take the wires and wrap it around that stem. Okay, So when I do that right now, take this wristlet and just close these little wires that were on each end of it around it. And it's going to show, but we're going to cover that right away. So just wrap that in there nice and snug. Might have to move the flowers a bit carefully. Remember, everything is glued. However, you know, you don't want to pull the flower head off. I mean, if you do, you can always glue it back on, but just go slow and get it on there. Okay, and so I have now it looking like that. So I'm going to take this long stem and cut it off. We don't need it. Okay, don't need that at all on there. Okay, so now what we've got is we've got the roses, we've got the wisteria on here. So now we're going to add and cover up everything there so that nothing shows, and then we're going to put a little more flowers on here. We're going to put some hydrangea. Okay, so I got a hydrangea, some hydrangeas here. You know, these little flowers you can get at the dollar store. So, you know, it is very affordable. It takes, maybe costs you about $5 with the wristlet, $6, you know, to make this. So, you know, and of course at the florists, they want like 45, the minimum $39 for a wrist corsage. So, okay, so I'm just cutting some of these little hydrangeas off, little flowers, and I'm attaching it all around. I'll just use your eye and put them where you'd like them to be, where you think that it's needs some coverage. So, and that's what I'm doing right now. Okay, just covering up all the mechanics. And I do have my glue gun over here and my glue. And be careful, I burnt myself so many times. There's one right there. So I already burnt myself yesterday, so that's sort of par for the course, you know. I'm doing this all the time, so with wedding flowers, what have you. And then there we go, I burnt myself, but the thing is you can pick it off right away. Okay, and then I dropped my flowers. There we are. Okay, so yes, that's the most beautiful thing about artificial flowers. You could do whatever you want with them and play around with it, find out where you want it. It's not like real flowers. You're not going to break the heads off. And if the heads come off, you can just glue it back on. So it's something you can play around with, work with, and you're not going to wreck anything at all because it's easy to fix. And now I'm just going around gluing all of the little hydrangeas in place. Okay, and then we're just going to add some ribbon. And you know what? That's a simple little corsage, and will look very, very lovely on these lovely young ladies. Okay, so, and don't be afraid of it. Like I said, a little glue fixes a lot of things. Just go for it and be creative. Okay, and if you burn yourself, suck it up. Sorry about that. Oh, you don't know how many times I had to suck it up. Okay, so anyway, now I don't really see very much more. I think it's pretty covered. I'm going to call that enough. And you know, I always play around with it a little bit more after, maybe one on this side. But I don't want to have this video too long, and the idea is to show you that it's fairly easy to make your own corsage and save yourself some money. Okay, and That is why I'm doing this. Show you how. Okay. Oh, there we burnt myself. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to, I think the mechanics are pretty much covered up. Just going to show it to you on my wrist. I think you can have it go either way. Okay. And you can bend it and twist it a little bit if you want to. But you want to put a little bit of white ribbon in there yet. And you know what, if you want to, you could put pearl embellishments, pearl sprays. I have a long one somewhere. Here they are. Oh, maybe not. Anyways, I have some longer pearl sprays, and you can put those in if you want. But this girl wants it fairly simple, just the white and blue and a little bit of ribbon. So let's go. You know, I'm doing so many royal blue ones this year. Royal blue seems to be the color. Now what I'm doing is I'm just making some ribbon loops. I'm going to make about 6 here, 6 loops, okay? And then we're going to just cut them. That. I've got some wire. And where did I put it? Hang on. Yep. Okay, we got wire. Some floral wire. Okay. I'm going slow because I want you all to see this, and I'm taking my time, so I don't rush through my videos so that you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just twisting, you know, this ribbon loop into with the wire around it, and now I got a nice little ribbon loop. Okay, and I'm going to take this. Now what I do is I just cut the stem short. You can wire it into the stem when you first, you know, put your roses in, but I like to wait because I want to see, you know, where I want it and what it looks like. I usually do that with every step of the way because I just want to see where it looks good. Okay, and that's just using your eye, and you'll figure out where you want it. So that right there looks really cute. You know what? I think that's about all that she's going to want, okay? Because, like I said, she wants it fairly simple. So I don't want to go too overboard with it. And let's just get this turned around a bit. There we go. Okay. Let's see, I think that's just enough. Now it's got the 2 roses. We've got some nice wisteria in there. You can just pick off the glue. And we've got some hydrangea. And we've got some white chiffon ribbon. I just cut the ribbon at a little bit of an angle, you know, so it looks pretty. And you know what? It's done. So please subscribe to my channel. And I'm going to do a whole lot more. So I would love to see you there. Have a good day, everyone. Bye now.